All right, we are live. Oh, it's been going on for about 15 seconds or so. I apologize. I don't know what happened there. But we are live. I am Father James, and this is Barely Protestant. I'm still sort of vacationing slash doing other stuff while traveling. So, update. I uh, am moving, like I said, out of California, and I am going to be serving at most likely serving at a new parish sometime within the next month or so. Um, Things are getting finalized. We are going to see what will happen, and yeah, that's about all I can say there for that. I can't give away too much information on that, but I'm yeah going through things right now with that. And as far as the channel is concerned, what is happening is this upcoming month in August, I'm going to have a few debates and discussions. One with on the problem of evil with I can't remember who it is, but Kyle Olander, who does um, oh, I can't remember his channel either. I'm completely scatterbrained right now. Apologies. I'm going to be on my way to uh, an important thing. Sorry for being very vague about things. I can't give too much information right now. I promise I will be giving information later once I'm able to. But yes, I will be doing a debate on the problem of evil next month. As far as things are going along with that pretty well, it'll be the end of August, I believe. I will actually be having a discussion with Eric Ibarra on his book called Melchizedek, on his book on Melchizedek, the Last Supper, and the links between between those two things. That will be on Alan Rule's channel, and I think he already has set up a premiere uh, link for it and all of that. So go on Alan Rule's channel, Allen or An, I can't remember, and then the last name is Ruhl. Um, let's see other things. So I can't give that information. I'm sorry for the little bit that there's to say on this. My Because of my sort of instability right now, as far as I'm in the midst of moving, I'm actually going to be back in California next week to get the rest of my stuff. It's all moved out of my apartment, and it's all in at my friend's garage right now. Because of all that, I've been just traveling around. These past 2 weeks, I was in Florida with my family, and most of my family live in Florida. And we went to the beach house at my aunt's beach house and had a great time. It's going to be sort of like a yearly thing now, annual thing. Every year we'll go to the beach house. But then I spent most of my time as well there with my brother. Played a lot of board games. I got my two oldest nephews, into one of my favorite board games called Root. That was fun. And I visited a Ruthenian church, my Ruthenian Ruthenian papal church, I guess you could say. It's Byzantine Rite within the papacy, though, under the papacy. And I've actually visited an SSPX parish. Those of you who don't know, my brother's Roman Catholic. And no, these are not like quote hints or anything of me going to Rome. Not at all. It's just my brother's Roman Catholic. I go with him, or I'll go to a. There's actually not even any good Anglican church nearby. There's an Episcopal church, which is kind of quote conservative for an Episcopal church, so I'll sometimes go there. But generally, I'll go with my brother, and I can't receive. Although there's a story to that. I'm debating on whether I should say it or not. Um, hmm. Okay, so one of the churches that I went with my brother, the priest saw me in my collar, and he said, "Oh, you're a priest. Are you an actual priest, or are you just a seminarian?" And I said, "No, I'm a priest." I said, "But I'm Anglican. I'm not Roman Catholic or anything like that." And he goes, "Oh, that's okay. That's okay." And he goes, you can go up there after the consecration and receive first." I go, what? He's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then, like during the divine liturgy, he comes down out from the sanctuary and says it again to me. I think after the homily, he says it, and then I'm just sort of like, okay, because I was not planning on receiving. And then when it was uh, the right at the after the consecration, I received. He had me come up and receive, and that was interesting. That's, I think, the second or third time ever I've received at a Roman church. So it was odd, but um, I think he thought I was part of the ordinariate. I think that's why he said that was okay. I tried to make clear that I was Anglican and not Roman, but I think he just took that as like, oh, you're just part of a different rite or something. I'm like, no. Anyway, that was fun. Um, am I staying within the REC? Uh, I am not. Although I love the REC, there's no. I'm not having any sort of trouble with like my bishop or anything like that. If just to understand that, I'm not having issues with my bishop or anything. I am only transferring out of the REC just because of the sort of offers that I've been getting with that. Uh, well, not yet. My stuff is all still there, and you never know. Gavin Newsom might do something. Let's see. Wow, you shouldn't have done that. I'm presuming this is about the Eucharist. From my perspective, my theology, I'm allowed to receive. The bishop does not uh, like doesn't have that problem. Like I am a baptized Christian, confirmed, believe in the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist, have no unconfessed sin. I can go and receive. Uh, those are the marks that are needed. Um, so I know that's different from the Roman tradition, but because of the respect I have for the Roman tradition, I will not typically receive. I will go up there with my arms crossed, or if I'm at SSPX, I'm learning you don't even go up there with your arms crossed; you just sort of stay. But the situation was that three times the priest had basically said, "Come up to receive," and um, what am I going to do? you know, I'm in the ACNA. Specifically, I'm in the REC right now, which is a subsection of the ACNA. The mass is idolatry. The papist masses. I wouldn't say necessarily. I believe that there might be idolatrous elements of it, but I would say still at its whole, especially with them sort of softening their theology on a few certain elements, that it's actually much better. Um, anyway, so this one is a bit rambly. I apologize for that. I promise that once things get settled down, and they should be getting settled down in August, I will have sort of I'll continue on to my regular sort of scheduling. It's this pause though has made me wonder because I want the channel to grow, um, but I don't want to have it like, oh, have an episode every single day or even every single week, honestly. Not because I don't think I have important things to say. I may or may not, but I don't want it just to be this thing of like, well, we want to grow, so we just need to keep feeding things out, and if it's fluff, it's fluff. It doesn't matter, kind of thing. Um, like this channel, or like this episode right now. No, I think that that's just sort of feeding into the, I guess, YouTube machine, and maybe this is better than just sort of like watching anime, I guess, maybe. Um, but I don't want this idea that people are just sort of relying upon a channel and almost treating it as like entertainment. If you want entertainment, like read a book kind of thing. Maybe. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Um, but I do think it's good to have the channel grow and everything. So I am hoping the channel continues to grow. Speaking of which, so because I'm my parish job ended, uh, the beginning of summer, and my old parish job, I should say, and I'm now in uh, it's taking later for the whole transfer than I was expecting. Um, I will say that if you are wanting to donate or help with the channel, usually what I do with the money for the channel is I keep it all. It's all in its own thing. Like I don't touch it. I don't spend it on my own. Um, the reason is that I want the channel to grow, and I have plans. I've talked with the other Paul. Those of you who know the other Paul on YouTube as well. He's Anglican or becoming Anglican, kind of getting into that. We've talked about ideas of wanting to grow something bigger, like a sort of Matt Fradd or like these big major channels, Bible Thumper or whatever that one, Mike Winger, that one, those sorts of big channels where we want an Anglican or even a sacramental liturgical Protestant sort of channel or multi-channel thing growing. So I'm saving up my stuff for that, my money for that. But so if you want to help me out on Patreon or even through PayPal, if you don't like Patreon, that'd be great. But also, if you are interested in helping me out financially during this move, that would be most appreciated as well. If you designate it for that or let me know, that'd be awesome, especially through PayPal. That'll help. I'm not hurting right now. I've actually got quite a bit saved because I obviously knew about this for a while, so I've got a bit saved. But I everything helps because it is taking longer than I was expecting. So if you are willing to, that'd be wonderful. I would be very thankful for that. I still have the drive across the United States to do, and that one's going to be more expensive than last time because the gas is ridiculous. Do you know gas is something like $6.50 where I live in California? Here it's like $3 and something cents, about 3.50 or so, something like that, maybe even less. Actually, I think I saw under three. But anyway, I didn't say where here is, did I? I'm not going to say yet. That's part of the surprise, I guess. We'll see. Anyway, let's see what Jordan Christman has here. The reason I ask is because I'm about to begin my postulancy in the REC, having moved from the 1689 Baptist background. Your story has been very informative for me during the training. Oh, interesting. Wonderful. Well, praise God. I'd love to sort of figure out a bit of that, going from 1689 London Baptist to REC. So it depends on what diocese you're in. Mine, the diocese I was in was the diocese of Mid America, but in California, which is odd. But yeah. Anyway, that one is much more high church. I would say it's more of these sort of like old high churchmen, so like closer to Laud and the Caroline Divines and such. Still Reformed, but I would call it Reformed Catholic, definitely. Anyway, so I do have a few episodes and debates and discussions I have going on, and there are others I can't remember right now. But it's again, I'm just sort of scattered all over the place. I'm living out of a backpack, a suitcase right now, basically. They will be shared on this channel, and they or even published on this channel. Either way. So keep me in prayer as I do those. I'm really looking forward to the one with Eric Ibarra because I consider him one of the much better Roman apologists. And he's a former Anglican, so he has sympathy for my position as an Anglican, as a priest within the Anglican tradition. And so he recognizes that. And I've never found any sort of really good arguments for either the Roman understanding of the propitiatory sacrifice of sacrificial nature of the Mass, or for denying our holy orders, and this sort of comes together with that, obviously. So it's going to be really good teasing that out and figuring all of that out, because even within his book, I was very confused at what he was trying to say, and I'm going to ask for clarification with it, because he seemed at one point to be like, no, there is no repeating of a sacrifice. There's only the one sacrifice of Christ, and the Mass is not a new sacrifice or a re-sacrificing or anything like that. But then at the same time, he wants to say that something as a sacrifice that's distinct, and that we reject that as Anglicans. So that's something I'm going to have to tease out a bit further with him. It's going all over the place. Earthquake. Oh, that's your diocese, Jordan. Awesome. Praise God. Probably in Texas, I take it. I'm not sure, but because that's where a lot of it is. Mine was in California because we sort of got absorbed into it, and then they're going to be forming a diocese soon with it again, as my understanding. Anyway, yeah, no, I'm not leaving the REC for any reason of issues with the bishop. I'm uh, moving back out of California, and the parishes I've been looking at, and I don't. Again, I love the REC. The REC, I don't think it's wrong or anything, and like the REC is within the ACNA, but like I'm not some sort of rad trad where it's like if we're using the 2019 prayer book, then oh how evil or something. Uh, or if they're like, oh no, there are female acolytes, how horrible. Like, okay, I don't care. Um, so anyway, yeah, yes, the REC is the Reformed Episcopal Church. Anything? I don't want to just keep rambling. So, is there anything else I need to talk about? Keep me in prayer with these travels. Actually, today I have an important meeting that I will be doing. Um, Sunday I'll be preaching at a parish. I will not say which one. Um, and I'll be preaching twice actually. So just pray that all goes well. That's obviously work related. Again, I'm not going to say which one. Um, this question's coming up a lot. Yes, just came in now. Are you switching from REC to ACNA proper? Uh, Not like necessarily. It's not like I'm if I so I've whittled it down to just until last week. I'd whittled it down to two parishes that I was looking at, and then I called one of those parishes last week and said, thank you very much. I really care about this. I think the parish is great, but I don't think it's for me. And I'm uh, trying and continuing on with the other parish. There's more to the story. Just yeah. But I like if there was an REC parish that I thought that uh, I saw that I was looking for a priest in the areas that I'm looking. Um, I wouldn't be opposed to trying out there. I just the it's not sort of I'm not quote like consciously leaving the REC. I'm definitely like going to be pretty much the same in my theology when it comes from REC to ACNA. It's just that we're going to most likely be using the 2019 prayer book, actually probably the traditional version, so it won't be that different. Um, so yeah, that'll be it basically. But there's again no animosity towards the my bishop, who is still my bishop right now anyway. I think he's great. Let's see. Uh, yeah, just keep me in prayer today, and keep me in prayer tomorrow as I preach. Keep me in prayer as I travel back because next week I will be traveling back to California, and I've got to figure out some issues there as well, as far as relationships and everything. So yeah, sorry if this was not substantial enough for you guys. I promise that once things settle down, we will be getting to regular programming where I will have issues and topics that we'll discuss and all this sort of stuff. It's just incredibly difficult to do it when you're traveling on the go, especially when you have seven, well, one's in the womb, but seven nephews and nieces in one house. And then when you add when I had my sister, my older sister, then you have nine in one house. That was at the beach house, and then all the cousins that had their kids too. I mean, it was just crazy. I loved it. It was great, but crazy. Um, but uh, it just I couldn't have a chance to record in peace, and I didn't want to because I was playing Root with my nephews. And who doesn't want to play Root? Root is like an amazing board game. In fact, I left it with my nephews so that they could play it some more because I think they're awesome. And I like every time I see them, I want to give them gifts. I have to. I'm a bad uncle. I just keep doing it. I don't even do it for like Christmas or birthdays. It's just like, oh, I'm here. I'm gonna give you a gift. um, oh, Alan's here. Wait, you could be an REC missionary in Mexico. I mean, I could. I need to brush up on my Spanish though a bit. Alan Rule, yes, Alan, I just had mentioned a few times the uh, discussion that I'll be having on your channel with Eric Ibarra, and I'm greatly looking forward to it. God bless you, Father James. You'll do great wherever parish you go. I hope so. Please keep me in prayer because, um, like, if I get a rectorship, that's going to be a great responsibility, and the people I will be with, I know, especially with this particular parish that I'm trying for, I know there will be great support there. Um, but it's still a responsibility that I'm going to be the one who's the caretaker of their souls as their priest. Um, that's a great responsibility, and I need to make sure that my soul and my heart is prepared for that. So just yeah, please keep me in prayer. Uh, God bless. Thank you very much. God bless you too. Super excited for the discussion. Yes, and maybe we'll talk about Star Wars too. I don't know if Eric is a Star Wars fan or not. Maybe he is. But yeah, that's about it right now. Again, sorry that there wasn't more substance that I can bring to this. I again am just traveling all over the place. Was in Florida before. Now I'm in a different state. But yeah, if you can support the channel, please do. The links are below. There's the Patreon and the PayPal one. If you'd like to help and support me personally, which will be different from the channel because remember we're keeping that money for the channel to help it grow and everything. Um, if you would like to support me personally, please just do through PayPal and just keep a note attached to it or something, because the transferring and all that has been taking a bit longer than I was expecting. God bless you all. Hope you have a good day and enjoy the summer. Oh wait, ooh, one more question. As an RC seminarian, do you have any advice for handling being bivocational? Um, hmm. I would say that if the bivocational part is not going to be the worst thing, I think. I was bivocational in my previous position. I was a curate and I was a teacher, third grade and then fifth grade. I would say make sure that, that so there's a few different things. If you're going in, I would almost not at all encourage you to just go in as a rector right away. Your first position should not be as a rector. You should be as a curate or as an assisting priest, definitely. If you go from there, uh, whatever parish you choose, make sure that the priest is at least about 55 years old or so. Make sure that he is an older and wiser man of God. You need someone from whom you can learn, and you're not going to. There's going to be a whole bunch of things that you uh, don't know, that you sort of go out of seminary that you don't know until you actually get on the ground there. And it's important for you as a new priest to make sure that you are under leadership that has experienced a lot as a priest himself. The bivocational part, I would say, one of the things that I thought would work well together was being a Christian school teacher and being a priest, an assisting priest at least. And it only works if you're focused more upon being a school teacher than you are focused upon being a priest. That's not my calling to be a school teacher. So I thought, well, I'll do my school teaching stuff, and then I will go on and work as a priest on, when I'm done with that. And it just didn't work out well that way. It was very difficult to do everything I wanted to do as a priest when I was a teacher, because being a school teacher takes up so much of your time. So I would highly recommend something else. If you're going to do teaching, maybe I would say actually, and I'm not speaking from experience here, but possibly teaching a class or two at like the local community college, um, if you're able to, obviously. Um, some other, I can't think of like the best job. That I wouldn't be the one maybe to ask about that. So That's about the best I can give. I'm sorry. But yes, that's something that hopefully we can avoid. One of the things that I think we need to sort of preach more on is the idea of supporting our local priests, our local clergy, um, and making sure that giving is up to where that can be done. Oftentimes, we're not willing to give, but we are wanting the priest to have be a full time priest, even if we don't pay him as a full time priest. So we need to make sure that we're doing those sorts of things. Um, but yeah, that's about it. I think that'll be the last one then. All right. Hope you all have a good day. God bless you.